Now then, welcome back to another podcast. This time I'm having a chat with Jake Hand. He's also known as JakeXVX on YouTube. We basically have a chat about YouTube, content creation, cars, living abroad. He lived in Portugal for a few years, cryptocurrencies, which is something he's interested in, and of course gaming and the Forza franchise. And now he makes lots of videos about the Forza franchise. And Forza Horizon games primarily. So yeah, if you're ready, let's go. So Jake, where did you grow up then?
In this town, actually.
Started in Gainesville.
Started. The earliest house I can remember is Lee Road, but I was a baby then.
Yeah.
So it was mainly Nath Park that I remember.
Yeah.
Before moving to Portugal.
And when was that? When did you move to Portugal then?
Thing is, I wasn't young, but
Yeah.
I was too young to remember exact dates. I think it was 2011.
Yeah.
Because I know we went to Australia in 2010.
Yeah.
Which gave my mum and dad a glimpse of really being abroad for a month.
Oh, so they went away for a while.
We all went to Australia for a month, I think.
Yeah.
And that gave them a glimpse of living somewhere.
Other than the UK, yeah.
Other than the UK.
Up to that point, he hadn't really gone anywhere much further away than.
No, not really. I think that gave them the main idea of,
Yeah.
this is good, let's pick somewhere
Enjoyed
a bit
it.
more local to the UK.
Yeah.
And I think it was the year after that we were...
So how old were you in 2010 or 11? You must have been.
I was 11.
You were 11, okay.
Yeah, so I was
Before 2000.
Born in end of 99. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I was 11, I think.
okay,
I think.
You, from memory, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I'm not very good at remembering when stuff happened, like
Yeah.
in terms of time. And
I
that.
remember roughly,
Yeah.
but as far as I can aware, it was 2011.
Yeah. So your dad was like, I suppose, did he want to do that for a while then, like travel and?
I think they both wanted to. They both wanted to just live somewhere that wasn't...
Yeah.
I don't want to say Gainsborough, but it wasn't like the UK.
Yeah, something different.
It is just a completely different life in Portugal.
Yeah.
You know, there's...
What did you like remember about it? What did you like about Portugal?
I mean, I want to say the weather was nice, but I never really left the house.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish I did a bit more now.
When you were actually there, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody's just so nice. Everybody, the whole lifestyle is just different. There's
Is it more like relaxed? And...
Yeah, more relaxed. There's just less crime.
Yeah.
It's just a whole different. The whole country runs just differently. The schools are so different. The schools are so old fashioned.
Yeah. It's more interesting, isn't it? I suppose because it's just different to what you've been used to. So when you went to school there, were you like happy going to school there?
No, I think when we first moved there, I had 6 months before I was at school.
Yeah.
So I could get used to the country, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was a Portuguese school, so it wasn't like an English school. So I did have to learn the language.
Yeah.
I remember crying on my first day because I didn't want to go in.
Yeah.
I just wasn't.
Couldn't handle like the different, like the stress of it and
the stress
not knowing
of
what's going to happen.
Yeah, being at a new school's bad enough, but another language and it was horrible. But because it isn't, everyone was very nice though. You know, I didn't get bullied. You know?
No, but you don't know what to expect, do you? So I suppose you're kind of feeling like, I don't know. I've got examples of that. I can't think what they are now, but I've done the same thing where it's like when you're younger, especially, you just can't handle the change and like the new thing. I remember going to secondary school and just being like, "Fuck it, I'm so scared of like what people are going to do, like all these new people." Yeah. But they kind of feel the same as you, so it's. I suppose. Yeah. But you were going into a school, having not at the start. You're not with everyone else at the start of school.
No, it was straight in the middle of I was completely new.
And I guess it was like in the middle of the...
I think it was in the middle of the term. I think I can't remember that far back, but I don't think it took me that long to get used to it. To be honest, a couple of months and I was all right. But that was just getting used to actually understanding the language and making friends, and then I had to focus on actually learning, which is the whole point of going to school. And that was difficult. Learning
in a different language.
And especially learning French, doing French in Portugal. through Portuguese. It was just...
It was just... I can't imagine that.
I couldn't do it.
So how long were you in Portugal for overall? Like, till you were kind of... What age were you when you came back?
I can't remember. I think it was 4 or 5 years.
Because you came to work for us at Pyramid like pretty soon after, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it must have been 4 or 5 years.
And that was 2016.
Yeah.
So, yes, 6 years.
Yeah.
5 years.
Quite a long time, isn't it?
It was like, yeah, it was
when you're that old, like.
Yeah, and I think the age that I was, 10 till 16, is quite a big age. That's, sort of through puberty.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
A 10-year-old is very different to a 16-year-old.
Yeah. You change a lot in that time, don't you?
Yeah, and that all happened abroad. So. Yeah, 6 years, and it was an important 6 years.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot longer.
Yeah.
Than it was.
Because it was a big difference, wasn't it? And you haven't been there since, I suppose. So it's like.
No, and I think I have.
Yeah. But yeah, I suppose it's an interesting thing. I suppose. What's it like? This is my second question in here, because obviously, your brother Elliot. How what's it like growing up with a sibling who's close? How many years is there between you? It's not much, is it?
No, there's 2, 3.
Yeah.
Something like that. He's, I don't know how old he is. I think he's 20.
Yeah.
Or 19. He's one or the other. But yeah, we.
Did you get on well when you were younger, or was it kind of love-hate?
it was a love-hate. We did argue. We did.
Yeah.
Fight.
Yeah. In inverted commas. Yeah.
I think that was only for a few years while he was.
Because you do shooting together now, don't you, and stuff? So I suppose.
Yeah, we do. We do all sorts. I don't really speak to him a lot, but
yeah,
we are. I would say we're close, and
we can speak to each other when you need to, or if
you
need to. Yeah,
occasionally. Yeah.
Both doing your own thing, though, aren't you?
Yeah, that's the thing. We are. I don't live with him now. I don't see him I see him as much as my mum and dad now, and.
I think I'd be the same, because obviously working with my brother the whole time. Like, I think if we didn't work together, we probably wouldn't talk too much. But
it's not in a bad way. It's just
you don't need to.
Both got lives,
especially when you're younger. Like, well, my dad's the same with his brothers as well. Like, he does like it when they're together and they like meet up and stuff. But he's not like after it all the time. He's not like, oh, let's meet up next time and do this and that. He just doesn't plan it. So it's like, I'm kind of the same with Adam, really, I suppose. But yeah. Yeah, growing up with siblings is quite an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it did help, but being in Portugal, having
a brother
that was close, going through the same thing.
Yeah,
he was younger, and did struggle a little bit more.
Yeah,
because he would have been 7 or 8 when we first got there.
Yeah.
So that definitely helped.
Yeah.
And it was him who I hung around with most, to be fair.
Yeah.
While we were there, just going to the shops and.
Yeah.
That was what was so different about being there, is my mum and dad didn't mind that a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old just go to the shops on our bikes quite safely the other side of town.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do that anywhere in the UK,
it's more risky.
It's not the same. It sounds bad saying it's riskier, but
it is,
it's
though,
just not the same.
Probably is riskier. I don't know. But probably, there's more people about it, isn't there? So,
yeah.
But yeah, I suppose the thing is that things have changed anyway, so you don't really see. You tend not to see that many kids out on the bikes and stuff anyway, do you, really, nowadays? But
unless they're causing nuisance.
Yeah. Being a bit naughty, yeah.
And you just don't get any of that over there. There's no naughty groups of kids that you see causing havoc. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And that was the main goal of going there, I think.
Yeah.
Yes,
now.
I can imagine.
When did you start to sort of get interested in YouTube and stuff? Were you doing that in Portugal at all?
I was, actually, yes. Yeah. There's a lot of privated videos on my channel which are very
old and
embarrassing.
Yeah.
But from, I think, 12 years ago is the oldest one on there.
What were you doing to start with?
I think the first ever videos was just COD. Because I remember being quite good at COD even back then, even 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And I just uploaded random gameplay videos that didn't do any good at all, like 7 views or whatever.
Yeah, but you were like happy with what you'd done on the game, and you were like, I'll upload this match because I nailed it.
Yeah, that was it. I just that I knew about YouTube back then. I didn't have any ideas of trying to make it into anything.
It was just fun.
It was just fun
to share with your mates and stuff like that.
Yeah. There was a few stupid videos of, my friend Pikey. You know him. He used to send me silly voice messages, and I just uploaded a clip of that. And I think that was my first video that actually got like 100 views or something.
Really? Yeah.
And I think that's what sort of hooked me to be like, this is kind of cool actually.
Yeah. So I suppose it was like. We've got a cat in the background, but it adds to the sound. It's fine. We'll sort him out in a minute if he carries on. But yeah, I suppose when you were initially,
it'll be fine as soon as Simon's down.
Yeah. So I suppose like when you were initially like creating YouTube videos, you were sort of doing it in a fun way. So when you first got those first 100 views, were you like, oh, might try and follow this a little bit?
I remember the feeling. I thought, oh, that's a cool number to see. I wonder, and I enjoyed the feeling of seeing that number get higher.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what made me enjoy it more. But I didn't actually upload much after that, so I don't think it led to anything. But
yeah. You knew you could do it though.
Yeah.
And I suppose. So when did you first start to actually, like fully do it as a job almost like?
Well, it started with Forza, and I know that the first time I played Forza was on my 14th birthday. I remember that on my 14th birthday, and it was then that I started uploading Forza.
Yeah.
Again, nothing really kicked off, nothing did really well, but that's when I was trying. I wanted to try and build something, build a channel, and it did get a couple of views, but nothing that.
Just because you were interested in the game, and you were like, I could do videos about this game because I know about it.
Yeah, I wanted to, instead of spending my time playing it, I wanted to play it and create stuff
for the YouTube channel.
Yeah. So put that time to use when I was playing.
Yeah.
And I think it's sort of I gave up. I don't know if I gave up or if I just ran out of stuff to do, but. There was a big gap, probably 3-4 years, where I just didn't upload anything. I had maybe 900 subscribers that have just accumulated from random videos and friends. But it was actually while I worked at Pyramid. On the release of Forza Horizon 3. Everyone knew it was coming. We had the release date, and it was weeks up to that I planned. I'm gonna smash it out as soon as the release date's out. I'm gonna smash these videos out and try to build something
as it starts,
get on it straight away. And it happened. I played it at midnight with Paul, recorded loads of stuff that night, and I think it's since that night the views accumulated and started building. I think since then I've never stopped basically.
So on that video that you made, it got a few thousand views.
It did do pretty well. So it was from committing on that day that
it started
properly from then.
So I know that you had like a development version, didn't you?
That's what made it a full-time job basically.
So how long after that did you get the development version of the game?
That would have been. It was the same game.
Yeah.
So I would say a year or so.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing at a year.
Yeah.
So the channel was growing nicely then, from 1,000 subscribers to maybe 9,000.
Yeah.
But I got handed that opportunity basically. That opportunity came up, and I thought I could make something out of that.
Yeah.
And I ended up being the only person in the world at the time that knew how to use this development version.
Yeah.
Had access to it.
Hard to get, basically.
It was really hard to get. I mean, I wasn't the only person with it, but I was the only person.
The only person making videos with it.
Making video, I was the only person. There was only a couple of other people, and there was no tutorials on how to use it or anything like that.
Yeah.
And that's what really, millions of videos in millions of views in days.
Yeah, I was going to say, so what you would class as your first successful video was that really, like, decent amount?
It would be one of them, yeah. I wouldn't be able to pinpoint which one, but I remember uploading the first development sort of version of the game video, thinking this has got to do good because no one else is doing this.
Yeah.
And it did. It just every video.
Everyone wants to see it, don't they?
It was just boom, boom, boom. It was just it was mental, and it was since then.
Yeah.
So I would say that was probably the first one that did really, really well.
And did you know at that point that like you could make some money from it? Like,
I did and I didn't. I often think back to it and think if I know what I know now back then, things would be so much different. The channel would probably be so much bigger. I'd have made so much more money because you can put multiple ads on videos, and I didn't do that back then. And there's millions of views worth there that I could have.
Because they were watching it because they needed to watch it.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to see what happened, and obviously like that time passes, doesn't it? And you have to. Yeah. Well, the thing is though, you've learned, haven't you?
Yeah.
Because if there's another thing like that, you will be like, right, you get stuck into this, like. I suppose.
If something like that came up nowadays, I'd be laughing really.
Yeah.
You'd
know what to do, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would. I look back then and think, why did I do that? Like, it's so unprofessional. Why did I do this?
Yeah. But
it somehow worked.
Well, yeah, it was because the content was right, wasn't it? It was like it almost didn't matter that you didn't know exactly what you were doing. Like, I suppose.
It's just because no one else was doing it. No one else had seen it, and that's where I got most of my YouTube friends from. Because all of I was relatively small on YouTube back then when I started that. There was lots of other Forza YouTubers who were massive, and they all came to me for help. You know, 5 or 6 of the biggest Forza YouTubers out there asked me to do this for them. Asked me, "Can you get me this version? Can you do this for me?"
Yeah,
and that's what's gave me all my YouTube friends and.
Right, so there's people who are there and they wanted the same access basically.
Yeah, and they came to me for it, and that obviously helped the channel a lot because they gave me credit where I.
So you still speak to some different like YouTubers that you like regularly, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean we follow each other.
It's like a business thing, isn't it?
Occasionally chat to each other when we have ideas or need each other and stuff like that.
How do you feel about like how did you feel about the money making side of it with YouTube? Did you find it quite like? I suppose at one point it was like, right, this is it, and then I guess it's, I don't know. Is it hard to carry on making money on YouTube, or is it easy to a certain extent? How do you find it? Like,
it really depends what type of channel you are, because you could have a channel that you know what makes the most money, but you might not enjoy doing it. Which then makes it a chore, it makes it a job, it makes it unenjoyable. Yeah, definitely. You've got to have something that you enjoy, haven't you? Because if you don't enjoy it, then you can't put 100% in, can you? Yeah. But there's also good sides to it, because you know that if you do smash it out this week, if you really try and think of the best ideas, you'll make more money that week. It motivates you to think of.
Oh yeah, there's the old drive of like the money anyway. Like that always drives people.
There's no limit to it, really.
Yeah, as long as you put the effort in.
Yeah,
definitely. So I suppose it's it's tricky, isn't it? Because things change, don't they? And it's the same for everyone, really. The marketplace wants different stuff all the time, doesn't it? So, but yeah. So what are you thinking about the new Forza that's just been? I saw some gameplay video last night.
The one motorsports.
Yeah. Do you ever get involved in that branch of it, or do you not?
I have. That was my first Forza videos. Yeah. A long time ago in Portugal was on a motorsport.
Yeah.
That's what. And those videos do. They don't do as well as my Horizon ones, but they do well.
You still do them because it's something a bit different, isn't it?
It's Forza. And we've not had a motorsport, I think, in 5 years now. Might
it's been a long
6
time.
years. So this
looks cool.
Whenever this one comes out, we think it's been delayed till the end of this year. Yeah. But whenever that's out, I'm gonna smash that and try.
Yeah. So any Forza game now, you'll just be on it.
It's Forza. It's mainly Forza. That's what the channel's developed to be. Yeah. I sometimes wish it wasn't. It's not just as simple as, I want to do Call of Duty now. I can't do that. You can't just add another game to the channel and.
It needs to be another channel, doesn't it?
It needs to be another channel, or a viral video.
That's what Mr. Beast does, isn't it?
Yeah,
because he just
I can see why he does.
Yeah, he just makes new channels for different content.
Yeah.
I was saying, I listened to something. I think it might have been him saying that, but basically, it's like saying if the algorithm doesn't like people who post different stuff all the time. It likes people who do one thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to say stuck with Forza, but that's the channel. My channel is rooted down.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to branch out.
So I suppose unless you got the chance to like make another channel that was different in some way that worked, you wouldn't be able to drop what you're doing now, because there's no point, is there? Like,
no, there isn't.
Yeah.
There isn't.
It works.
Yeah.
And you've got like, I've noticed that like looking at your videos, like you've got this core base of people who will always watch you.
Yeah.
And like having that's
massive.
Yeah.
If you can get a big enough channel where there's people that will watch you because of whatever you do, you've made it. You know, you can do whatever you want. You can do other games, but you have to be really big to do that. 10 times bigger than I am. Because I've done it a few times over the past few years, done a different video on a different game, real life videos on cars and bikes, and the people who watch it for you watch them. You recognise them, but it does not get enough money to grow the channel or make money. It just doesn't. And
I suppose it's interesting because I watched this one guy called Atomic Shrimp. I don't know if you've ever watched him, and he's quite an odd fella, but I really enjoy his videos. But the only reason he's popular really is because he does these scam baiting videos where he gets an email from like some bloke in India who's saying, "Give me your bank details and I'll sort you out with $1 million or whatever." And then basically he just pretends to be stupid and goes like,
I think I have seen that.
You probably have seen him because that's his popular videos.
Right.
But like, he does also post loads of other stuff that's unrelated completely. So like, he'll go and he basically just documents his hobbies, and he'll go to like the beach and go try and find fossils at the beach. And like, only like he gets like 40 or 50,000 views. Which is decent, but it's obviously like that's his core base of people. And then when he does a scam baiting video, he gets like 500,000. And it's just like, it's nice to see someone that's doing kind of what they want at the same time as making a decent amount of money off it.
That's the dream to get, really, a channel that you can just live your life and put whatever you fancy that week on the channel. Enjoy producing that video, enjoy editing it, and being proud of it, and it also getting good views and making good money. That's the goal.
That is 100%. That is what you want, isn't it?
There are very little channels that can do that.
It's funny, isn't it? We're all like people who are making stuff, creative stuff. Like, you're always searching for like that next thing that people are going to buzz for, and like they need it. Like, and it's interesting. Like, I find it a really interesting thing. How has YouTube changed since you started uploading to it? Like, what's changed for you and the way it works?
It's a lot stricter. It is a lot stricter. There's not many things I've noticed because I'm in a very safe part of YouTube. You know, there are
cutting edge comedy part of it or anything like that.
Comedy and eating food challenges and just challenges in general and pranks and stuff. You know.
They get under a lot of scrutiny, don't they? Like,
But the gaming side, especially cars, it's a very safe side to be on. You know, you never have demonetization issues. You never have copyright issues unless it's music related.
So you can post about a video game without any. I mean, gaming on YouTube is like the biggest thing in it. So like, there's no problem with posting a game. It's just it is what it is.
It's the hardest genre on YouTube to grow on, gaming.
Because it's competitive.
It's very competitive. So you've got to pick within the genre. You've got to pick the best ways. Like, I picked Forza because there's not many Forza YouTubers out there. So
bit of a niche, like
it's easier to grow, but there's also less of an audience, so it's also difficult to grow. Because there's only so many people.
It's like what we do at Pyramid, isn't it? There's a small audience for what we sell, but like there's the odd bike that will be like, everyone's interested in that. And So I suppose so. What's changed? The monetizing's changed.
The monetizing's changed. How much money you make has changed. I don't know why, but I make more money now from ads than I did 4 or 5 years ago.
Really?
My content's not really changed.
Do you think you're just using the ads in a better way?
I think that. I can imagine they've added things where you have to specify if there's any nudity or harmful language, harmful actions. You know, there's like 10 different things you need to tick per video.
I've seen that one. I thought
all of mine are just no, it's all good. So I can imagine that helps. Back then there wasn't so many specific things. So
you'll never. Do you swear at all?
No, never swear. Never swear. Not on videos.
Okay.
It's just safer.
May as well not because you get more views.
You may as well not risk it. There's always a chance if I do start swearing, I'll get put in a different category and I'll have to tick yes for that box. There is harmful language, and
then you get taken off some people's feeds because
there's just no point.
That's interesting. I never really thought about that.
Just stay how I am. It's obviously working. I know that the money I make at the moment per views is quite good compared to the average, so keep it safe, keep it that way.
Don't get mad.
Yeah.
I suppose like some people, I guess, would try to disregard those things, and I suppose you learn that lesson once if you say that it's alright for kids. it's something a bit dodgy,
yeah,
then you'll get a slap on the wrist from YouTube,
yeah,
Google.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, I suppose it's interesting now. It's changed though, because obviously there's more folks doing it now as well.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah.
Who? It's a bit of a general one. Who are your role models? Who do you like look up to around you, and like who inspires you? Could be anyone. Doesn't have to be YouTube. You know, anything. Could be your dad.
There's not really. There is one person on YouTube, which is the whole reason I got into it.
Yeah.
I still speak to him to this day. I've managed to meet him, and it's this guy called AR12 Gaming.
Yeah.
His name's Nick.
Yeah.
And I remember while I was in Portugal,
yeah,
I must have been watching Forza YouTube videos when I've got it on my 14th birthday and came across him.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember watching a video of him driving a Nissan GTR.
Yeah.
And since that day, I've been obsessed with that car and him. You know?
Yeah.
He was really small on YouTube back then, and I think it's seeing someone do Forza content, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That's what got me into it, and since then I've wanted to continuously be like him.
Be like that.
And I speak to him occasionally. Now.
How big's his channel now then?
Now he's on 1.7 million, I think.
Wow.
So he's massive now.
Yeah.
He's got that type of channel where he can do what he enjoys. He's got employees editing for him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to be someday.
Yeah.
And you know, seeing him go from being 10 times smaller than how I am now to 10 times bigger than I am now.
Yeah.
I've just seen the whole.
Gives you the path, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. And
I hope you do that, Jake. Because I think you're definitely capable of it. Like,
I hope so.
Yeah. Most people, what you got to think is like most people don't get that first success that you got, because they can't even be bothered to put the like. Obviously, you said that this opportunity came along, and you like, do you need to get your phone?
Yeah, sorry.
It's all right. It like you just took it, and like a lot of people don't even recognise that. I don't think.
Yeah.
So I think you're one step ahead straight away with that, really.
Yeah, it came at. The whole opportunity was that developer version of the game that I had, and it came at a really bad time because I had a full-time job at the time. Yeah. I had a certain person in my life who wasn't doing me very good, and was just making everything so stressful. So I had so many things on, but I knew that this was a massive opportunity.
So you had to just sort of drop that shit.
I just rinsed my whole life for a couple of months and really went to it.
Wow.
And that paid off. That was the first hard step out of the way, was getting that channel growing quite nicely.
Yeah, because you fully like left, didn't you? And you just got stuck into it.
And
that was ages ago now, wasn't it?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I remember the exact video as well. He was just driving it, was just talking. I thought, I kind of like that car, and it was just since that day. Since that day that I liked
obsessed
that
about
car.
it a little bit, like, and
just followed him since that day. So
in
terms of YouTube, he's the person that's really made me want to keep going. And
what was it like then when you got a GTR? Were you like dream come true sort of thing? Like, how did you feel about it when you got one?
It was weird because it wasn't very planned. I always knew that I was going to hopefully get one soon, thinking, maybe next year I'll be able to.
Yeah.
But I think it was probably in the span of a month, something quite bad happened financially with me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just kind of thought, I'm just going to do it. You only live once, you know.
This money might not always be here.
Yeah, the money might not always be here. I'm going to go get one, I've dreamed of it. I can maybe incorporate that into the channel and it will become an asset, you know.
Never know, do you?
Yeah, so I got that.
You felt like you had to do it.
I was just like, why? Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do it. So I was 21 at the time, I think. Yeah. And it is strange how much my life changed by owning that car at a young age, just from the people you meet, the people you speak to.
Everyone wants to talk to you because you got the car.
Yeah. It really changed a lot. Yeah. And I wouldn't change getting it. I definitely wouldn't change getting.
No, 100%. Yeah, it's cool as fuck, isn't it?
Yeah, it really
I'd
was.
definitely like to have a car like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just. I don't know. It's so interesting though. Like I'd love to. I love that time when I had a drive in it and like took me up the dual carriageway and just like it's amazing.
Yeah, that's what I liked most about it was because
sharing it with mates. And
yeah,
stuff.
how much other people enjoyed it because
Yeah.
I know I had loads of mates at the time that were just as much into cars as I were, but I'd never gotten a chance to, be in a car.
Made you feel like nervous when you got in it. Like, oh, fucking hell, this car's so powerful.
Yeah, it was stupid.
How much brake horsepower did it have for yours?
I had a dyno at 694, I think. But I had it remotely tweaked a little bit since then.
Yeah.
It probably creeped over probably 700. I would say. So it was enough to make anyone enjoy it.
Yeah,
and that's what I enjoyed about it, just because.
Yeah.
Other people it made it people's week.
Yeah, definitely. Like I remember it. I've spoken to so many people about it.
Yeah.
I always got my mate at work had one and it was fucking crazy. Like I couldn't believe how I remember saying to you like I can't see.
Yeah.
Like, when you accelerate, I can't actually see forward. Like my eyes are like glazing over. But yeah, it was fucking mint. Yeah. How do you like? Is there anything else you like want to get now, then, or are you kind of you feel like you've been there, done that at the moment? Or?
Yeah, I feel like I've been there, done that, but because it is my favourite car, I want another one. I won't be as obsessed with it as I was. I'll just enjoy knowing I have one.
Yeah.
So I want another one, absolutely, but I need to get a house out of the way.
You need a space in there to put it as well, don't you?
Yeah.
So you don't want to be parking it out here.
No, I don't want to be. So I've taken these I've been here a year now.
Yeah.
I'm just taking a few years, not buying any stupid toys, just
saving.
Yeah, saving,
focusing,
working just for a few years, and then hopefully by this time next year I'll have bought my mum and dad's house, which is the plan.
Yeah. And they want to get somewhere smaller.
They want to downsize, or move back to Portugal.
Yeah.
Now that me and Elliot would have moved out. So
why not? That'd be great. They should definitely do that. I mean, my mum's moved obviously away to France and. I think it's a bit like the GTR, like you've got to do it, haven't you, and experience it, because obviously that's something they're both thinking about, isn't it? So.
Yeah, they want to get back.
Both on board with it, like Nick and...
They only came back because of me and Elliot's education anyway, so they want to go back to Portugal when they can. So
cool.
As soon as I've got the house out of the way.
Yeah. Nice one, yeah. So, you might... I don't know if you want to talk about this one. But
anything.
How do you get on with your parents? How's your relationship with your parents like?
It is a difficult one to answer.
Yeah.
Really well, really well, but...
On the whole, it's all good.
Yeah, there isn't anything bad about it at all. It's just, I think, I'm just not very good at showing it, really. Showing that I'm close to them, and I struggle to speak about things that I probably should speak about them to them.
Yeah.
I've been a lot better in the past year than I've ever been, but...
You feel like you're learning about that as you get a bit older.
Yeah. There's nothing I'd change about them, No. I know that I've got it very good with having good parents, and...
Yeah, that's it, I think some people, you get to a point where you start to realise that, they're more than just my parents, like, they're their own people.
Yes.
And they've had their own lives.
Yeah.
It's strange, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so I am...
So you get on well with them. Yeah.
Get on very well with them, and I know they're there if I ever need them, so there's definitely nothing I'd change.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So are they both from Gainsborough?
I think so. They're both from
around this area.
Gainsborough. I think they both met at Lee Park.
Yeah. Well, when they were quite young then.
I don't know how long ago. Yeah, they were my age. They were young 20s, I think.
Wow. Yeah.
Early 20s.
Yeah.
So I think they've been here their whole lives.
Yeah.
In Gainsborough.
Yeah, you can't remember any different then. It's nice. It's good. It's good to have that, isn't it? Definitely. So obviously, one of your other hobbies is airsoft. Are you still doing it quite a lot at the moment, or
not so much over winter?
It's just been hurts when you get shot at winter, I guess.
And just been a bit busy in general as well.
Yeah. And
it's a bit crap over winter because it's wet and cold. But
you're looking forward to getting it back stuck in the year.
Yeah.
What do you like about doing that?
It's weird to explain, but there's so much stuff that goes into an airsoft day. It's like you get you have to have the gear. You have to have a site or an area that's cordoned off from the public. It's almost as if you're in a different. I don't know how to word it really.
It's like you're in your own little world together.
Your own little world, yeah. When you picture yourselves on the top of a quarry, fully suited out in replica gear, shooting at each other, shouting at each other.
You're in a video game. I remember feeling like that. I remember feeling like when we did it, and I really enjoyed it actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you're doing it, it's like, wow, this is so much.
Yeah.
I remember saying, I think like this is so much better than playing on a game because it's like you're literally in it. Like,
you are part of it, and then the next day when you're walking in town, just in the middle of the public, you can't imagine being in that situation there. Just so much goes into it. So it is like being in a game in a different reality. It's when you get stuck in, it's really just breaks you away from everything, all your work life, your personal life. It's just
forget it all.
You just forget it all. You just a character.
That's cool. Yeah,
that's what I like about it.
Yeah. That's a good point actually. I never really thought about that. Yeah, I suppose it's just like a break from reality, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Have you ever thought about doing? I know your dad did a bit of recording. Did you ever thought about YouTubing that stuff? Or
I think there is some airsoft videos on my channel at the moment.
Yeah,
they're just one of a few videos that was nothing to do with Forza. Obviously, they didn't do very well, but I knew that.
Yeah. But you wanted to try it. That's what you got to do, don't it? You got to try that stuff.
Try it. My dad still does it. My dad still uploads random airsoft content, but it's mainly to send to your mates or for history rather
share about a bit.
To grow a channel. So
I remember watching a guy, I can't remember his name now,
but Rich.
I don't know, maybe
Kicking Mustang,
I don't know,
was the only two I know.
I can't remember his name. I was trying to find it the other day and I looked for my subscribers and it wasn't there, and I thought maybe it's not around anymore, but like I used to there's no way it wouldn't be, would there? It's still going to be on YouTube surely, but I remember I used to watch it, and I wasn't even really like into airsoft at all. But I just loved because he used to like snipe people from really far away, and you could see the bullet like curling up and swat someone in the face.
That will be Kicking Mustang or Novrich by the
Novrich,
Novrich.
That's what you said.
Yeah, he's still around.
He's still around.
He's quite big in the airsoft world now. Really big.
He's pretty big, isn't he? Yeah, and like I remember watching that back in like must be like 6-7 years ago now. And
wow.
Used to buzz for that. It's so funny, like. Sniping people when they're so far away, they don't know they're getting hit by like they're getting shot by. It's so funny.
Yeah, he's got a lot of people into airsoft, I think.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? These people get people into stuff, don't they?
Yeah,
like, they become like an influencer almost. Like, crazy.
He is a massive influencer. Most of the airsoft days that I turn up to now, there's at least one person with Novrich's gun. Yeah, because he has his own guns now.
Really?
That he's developed from the ground up.
Yeah,
and there's always someone with them there.
Yeah.
So
they're so cool as well, the guns, because like that gun I've just given back to you, like you get it out and like hold it, it's like this is really cool.
Yeah. It's as close as you'll get to the real thing without it being the real thing.
Yeah. It feels like a real thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you can use it and shoot people with it.
Without killing them.
Yeah. That's why I like it.
That's the ideal thing, I suppose. When did your interest in cars start? Was that with the YouTuber or?
That was probably. Yeah, I've not been into cars as much as some people would have thought.
Yeah.
But I remember on my 14th birthday when I got an Xbox One when it first came out.
Yeah.
Forza Motorsport 5 was the latest driving game.
Yeah.
Because it was my birthday, I wanted a load of the latest games for Xbox One. I got all sorts, and Forza was one of them.
Yeah.
And I think I just played that game more than others and realised, I kind of like these cars. These cars are cool. And
so you liked the game, and then you thought, the cars are cool as well.
Yeah. And then I went to YouTube and obviously watched Forza on YouTube. Watched Nick, saw the GTR, thought, I really like that car. And then that's what started me just really, really liking cars.
Yeah.
You know, all around that 14th birthday, playing Forza.
I know it's Forza 3 for me because I remember that when that one came out and it was the Audi TT on Audi R8 on the front, I think.
Yeah.
And then 4 came out and it was a 458 Italia.
Yes, it was.
And I remember buzzing for those games. Played those games so much.
Yeah.
Back in the day when there was like no updates or much really, it was just you just kept playing it, didn't you?
Yeah.
And it didn't change.
I always hear about Motorsport 4 being the best, the OG, the classic, and I don't think I've ever played it.
Yeah, well, it's where you jump on, isn't it? Like,
I jumped on at 5, which is said to be the worst. But to me, it's one of the best.
Good.
To me, it's one of the best because that was my first one.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
just.
I think 3. Yeah, so I kind of think 3 was better than 4, but it wasn't. It was just different. Like, it wasn't better. It was just different. But I suppose it's kind of nostalgia in it, and like when you look back and like the first games you played, like Modern Warfare 2.
Yes.
Back in the day, like that was amazing.
Yeah,
but
it was.
The new, like we were saying earlier, the new one was so good.
Yeah, I like the new one. It's the first one in a while that I've played for more than just a couple of weeks after release.
Yeah.
It's kept me stuck. It's kept me stuck to it.
Yeah, me and my mate Charlie have been playing it like every other night probably for like since it came out.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm still not fucking maxed out all the guns, so I still need to play it.
I did that in about a couple of weeks.
I can't do that.
I regret it.
I can't grind. I mean, my mate Charlie's like probably a bit more like you. Like he can just grind it, and he's really good as well. So get like a decent KD and like. But I just can't. I can't do it, but it's such a good game.
It is good.
And I hope they like release more, like more old maps as well, because it needs a bit of that, doesn't it? But the big map, what's it called, the Warzone map, the DMZ map, it's got like old maps in it.
It has got old maps in it, yeah.
It's got Afghan. It's got
Terminal, a bit of Terminal, not much of it though.
Quarry, whatever it's
Quarry,
called.
yeah.
They've definitely got to release those. Surely.
Yeah, I think there is that coming in this next season.
Next season, yeah. I can't wait for that. I just love that game so much. What cars are your personal faves apart from obviously the GTR?
Apart from the GTR, I don't really know. I'd say I don't have a next fave, but I've got
other ones that you like.
A bunch of cars that I like the same amount, like Lamborghini Huracan. If I ever got enough money, I'd definitely get one of them.
Yeah.
If I had the opportunity to, that is probably what I'd pick.
Yeah. Particular year or any of them really?
Any of them really. I suppose it depends how much I have to spend, because you could get the lower end Huracan for half the price as a brand new Performante Huracan. So
yeah. I like the Sesto Elemento. I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
a few years old now, isn't it? But
it's
nice.
Yeah, they're different then.
You had what did you have? You had a Nissan 350Z.
350Zs, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually didn't like them. No. I never really liked them.
Powerful though.
They are powerful, and they're cheap as well. They are cheap. I think my dad just fancied one at one point, and
you both had one, didn't you? Has he still got his, or
no? He bought one from Lincoln, which was meant to be his.
Yeah.
I ended up driving it more than him and liked it, so I bought it off him.
Yeah.
And then I don't know why, but I saw another one for sale. Had a body kit on it, and I thought, I really want that. So I went and got that.
Yeah.
And then the other one ended up as basically his again.
Yeah.
And we had two. So I never really planned on ever owning one of them. It just happened,
naturally.
It just happened naturally. Oh, that's
interested in it.
Yeah. That got me into having a nice car.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Yeah.
Because up until then I just had bikes.
So it's quite specific, like little bits of cars that you like. It's not like you're not interested in the whole thing. You just like these little particular models that you really like.
Yeah.
The style of them and the engines and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in just JDM or just German cars or just anything specific. It's very random. Like I like the GTRs. I kind of like 350s.
Yeah.
I really like Huracans, which is an Italian car.
Yeah.
But and there's plenty of Italian cars, plenty of Japanese cars that I don't like.
Yeah.
That everybody else buzzes off.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's some stuff that you just kind of
like Silvias and
I don't like Silvias.
Stuff.
I don't know what the attraction is to it, because it's kind of like, I get it a bit, like it's kind of like a normal car that's a bit good. Like it's got a good engine and all that, and you can drift them and stuff. But I don't know. To me, like an old Skyline is so much cooler, like a 90s Skyline or whatever. Like,
yeah. So there's very specific cars that I like, and I don't know why. I just like them. I just like them.
Yeah. It'd be cool to like do actual car videos, wouldn't it? But I suppose it's just so expensive, isn't it?
That's where I'd like to get to.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people I know that were very, very similar to how I am at the moment with YouTube, doing Forza, just gaming, and he's managed to transition into basically a car building channel. He's got loads of cars in real life now, and he builds and does videos on that. So he's essentially doing Forza in real life. He's managed to make that transition, which is not easy.
Oh yeah,
you've got to do it
years and years and years, and you need the money to buy the cars.
You need the money to buy the cars. I guess that's where I'd like to be as well in the end.
Yeah,
one of them two places.
Yeah. Yeah, I think who's the guy I watch? Well, James actually showed me at work. Something NL, Autobahn NL?
Autobahn NL, yeah. He
the guy who just rinses them down the road.
Yeah, just any car he gets given, reviews any cars.
Looks so fun, doesn't it? And it's like once you get to that point, it's like you can't lose, can you really? Because all you got to do is just keep driving new cars.
Yeah, the people are coming to you and saying, drive this, go drive this, put it in your
sponsor our dealership.
You're being given the work, you're being given the opportunities, rather than having to go out and find.
All you got to do is pick and choose what you want to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like Joe Rogan. I doubt he does much. I don't want to say he does much work. He's probably a very busy man, but
doesn't have to proactively go out and find stuff. He just
people come to him.
He just goes, who did he speak to recently? Well, obviously all the time he's speaking to people, and he probably just like. It's kind of like, my channel, I'm the biggest podcaster, and you're a really big musician or YouTube creator. Obviously, we're going to do a podcast. It's kind of funny, really, isn't it? But yeah, I've never really listened to like Mr. Beast before he did that, and he also did a Lex Freeman one.
Yes,
I find it so interesting because he's a mad guy, but and he's a little bit intense, really.
Yeah,
but. It's so interesting to hear what he thinks about how his channels worked, and how he said one of the things that really interested me was how he said he spent years and years when he was younger with his mates just analysing how YouTube videos get popular.
Yeah.
Virality of YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's mad. So you spent 5-10 years before you even did anything.
Yeah.
Just working it out.
Yeah, there's a lot of if you get the opportunity to do that, then if you get a channel that does eventually boost off, you know what to do.
Because you've researched it.
You've researched it. There are low. I see it all the time. The channels that just do it sort of randomly, and they get this video that goes viral and does really well, and they try to make something out of it. They try to repeat it.
Can't react to it.
But they just don't do it how I would do it. They don't make the most of it in the right way.
Do you think people think YouTube's just fun, and they don't treat it as a serious job? Because obviously it can be a serious job.
It can be. Yeah. You don't want to start it with that being the hopes, though. If you start YouTube in the hopes of making it your job and aiming to make loads of money, chances are it's not going to go well.
It's not about that, is it?
No, it's not about that. I think Mr. Beast said on one of them podcasts, your first 100 videos are not going to do well.
Yeah,
it's a fact, no matter how good they are.
Yeah, but keep improving things.
Keep improving things. Said, isn't it? Get that backlog, get it started. Yeah. Enjoy it, make it fun, make sure it is fun, and then maybe if something pops up, make the most of it.
Yeah.
Don't do YouTube just
for YouTube
attempting to make things pop up.
Yeah, definitely. I think he put it really well. I think in a lot of things he said, and I thought it was. Yeah, but he said one thing he said was nowadays I just make good videos. All I care about is if the video is good.
Yeah.
And I took that into work. To be fair, I thought I don't care about anything else. I'm going to make this hugger.
Yeah.
For this bike good.
Yeah.
What people want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's I do think that helps. It obviously helps because the people who want to buy it want something good.
Yeah.
And that they need. So.
Yeah.
I suppose it should be pretty obvious, really, shouldn't it?
Yeah. You've got to be thinking about how to make what you're producing good, rather than how to make what you're producing make you the most money.
Yeah.
You can't focus on that. You got to.
Yeah.
If it's good, it will make money.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Even if it's a bit unique and different. Cryptocurrency,
yes. I'm as much as I don't really speak about it to anybody, but I am really into crypto.
Yeah. What do you like about the cryptocurrency?
I don't really know. I think if you couldn't make money off crypto, no one would be into crypto if you couldn't make money off it, because then it'd be pointless. It'd just be another currency.
It'd be like collecting stamps or something.
Yeah, it'd be a hobby maybe. You collect cryptos, but people are into it because you can make money out of it. But it's such a difficult space, and there's so many things you need to know about scammers and you know, how to handle markets and how to stomach losses, and there's a lot to it.
What would you say to someone who's like interested in like cryptocurrency from like a bit of a, like they don't know much about it and they're like going, I might buy some. What would you say like to those people?
Obviously you've got to do your research, and the trouble is with something like crypto, you research it, but the way the crypto language, you just can't really understand it if you're not into it. It takes a while to understand that language. You got to do what you want to do. You don't want to buy this coin because someone said it's going to do well. Research them into them yourselves. If you find one that's good for the environment, you think, this might do well. Research into that.
But it's a bit like the videos, really, isn't it? It's like if you believe in the coin and like what they're doing, then it makes more sense.
It does, yeah.
So there's a lot of like, what do they call them when it's like, I can't remember what they call it, but when they have they call them shit coins, don't they?
Yes.
When it's like, you just dump a load of money into it and then take it all out.
You've got to avoid them, and it's difficult to spot them because you know there are massive crypto coins and massive exchanges that just go bust, go down, and it turns out to be, you know, a scam and stuff like that. So it is difficult. You know, you could do everything by the book and still get shafted. It's just how it is.
You can still lose money, can't you? At the end of the day, you're trading money, aren't you? So
you are.
For stuff, so.
You've got to accept that you will lose money. It's going to happen.
At some point.
Absolutely will happen. If you're getting straight into it, you will lose money. You'll have a day where everything's in the red and you'll hate it. But you've got to do the opposite of what your brain tells you. If everything's in the red, buy more. That's when you buy. You know, if everything's going to hell and everything's
you should be buying then.
Everything,
not selling.
You should be buying, And when it's all on the news, you know, Bitcoin to 100,000, you know, all
media
that,
hypes it up, doesn't it?
That's when you sell. You do
media
the opposite.
I think I spoke to Mikel about it the other day, and he was like, I was like, I've just bought loads more Bitcoin. Well, not loads more. Spent a few £100 on it.
Yeah.
And like, he was like, well, you shouldn't be doing that now. And I was like, well, but it is low. Like,
I wouldn't say it's about.
It's like no one's really talking about it.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So I think that's the time to buy it, isn't it?
Yeah, we're not in a bear market at the moment. We're not in a bull run.
It's kind of just doing that.
Yeah,
but you know,
we're more so in a bear market than a bull one at the moment. And it's times like this where you just put the odd bit of money in. It might go up a bit next week. Put a bit more in. It might go down.
Little bit more.
Put a bit more in. It's when these massive movements happen when you make the big decisions.
Yeah, and you go, right, I'm going to sell, or I'm going to hold on for longer. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's because by the time it's hit the news, whether it's gone up or down, it's already happened. It's already happened. You should have already made the decision to sell.
I remember when because obviously you've probably experienced the same thing. Like me and Adam bought some in 2017 when it was high.
Yes.
We were like, oh yeah, let's get stuck into it.
Yeah.
And immediately we put £500 in each, and immediately it just dropped off a cliff, and we were like, oh well. We didn't take it out. We just went, all right, well, we'll ignore that.
Yeah.
And then we didn't talk about it again until whenever it was. Was it when COVID happened?
2021, I can imagine, 2021.
Yeah, and it was like, my £500 was worth like £4,000 or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, I could sell this now. Then I thought, nah, I'm just going to keep accumulating it.
Yeah.
And then it went down, and I was like, shit. And then I thought, wait a minute, this is what happened last time.
It happened last time, yeah.
Put a little bit more in and forget it for a bit.
Yeah, see, not many people do that. Most people would have given in after that initial drop, and
especially when you get done twice.
Yeah, not wanting to ever put money in again because they can't stomach it, because it's not nice to see.
No, it stresses you out when you see it.
Yeah, whatever you're doing, if you're at work or you're playing your games, if you see that you're losing money in any kind of way, it's not a very nice feeling.
No, you tend to just think, oh no, I shouldn't be getting it then. I should get rid of it.
Yeah,
get it out of my life, sort of thing.
Yeah,
yeah. I think it's. I see it as personally like more of just an investment. Like,
yeah.
I think like the way it's my own like way of thinking about it, my own psychology. But I think like if I've got Bitcoin, whatever coin it is, but like if I've got Bitcoin for my personally, I think there's no way that Bitcoin's ever going to go out of fashion.
Yeah.
It will go out of fashion.
Yeah.
But then it's going to get fashionable again because it was the first cryptocurrency.
Yeah, it's always going to be big because it's Bitcoin. It's just Bitcoin, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
it is like gold, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
It's just a different thing.
There's a very, very high chance that if anybody put money into Bitcoin or even any other crypto that's big-ish right now, in 5 years, you're going to be in profit. Especially
it's gonna be
10
some kind
years.
of profit.
And 5-10 years down the line, if you're relatively young, is not long.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to treat it like a little bit like a savings thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Like
that's how I do it. I've got barely any savings in my bank. You know, I don't live off paycheck to paycheck, but
you have enough you need. Like
I get what I need, and then I put the rest away into crypto. And most of it sits as pounds on crypto exchanges, just as pounds
in there. With the rest of it
ready for when I want to use it and swap it to crypto.
So you can quickly just go right.
Yeah, in and out. And if I want to buy anything, I take out the pounds. Using it as a savings is.
I've never actually extracted any. I've only ever put a little bit in.
Yeah, I've very, very, other than to buy the car, I've not really.
Is it hard to? Is it just easy? Like
it depends. It depends what exchange you use.
Where you've got it.
Yeah, and then you've got to pay tax on it as well. You forget that.
What's the tax percentage in the UK? It's like.
It depends how long you've had it for.
Yeah.
If you have it for I think it's a year. I might be talking rubbish there, I'm not sure. But there's a certain amount of time where if it's a long-term investment, you don't pay as much as if you were to just make a quick couple of £1,000 during a weekend. I don't think it's roughly like 20%. No, it's roughly 20% of profits.
Yeah.
So if you put £5,000 in, you lose £5,000. But then you put £5,000 in a few months down the line and you make £5,000.
You pay on the £5,000.
You're still even because you lost £5,000.
Right. Okay. So even if you so it's what you make overall. Yeah,
it's the profits that you make.
Yeah.
So, which is why it sort of benefited me when I had a lot stolen, because that was essentially that amount in write-offs that I didn't have to pay tax for because it was essentially a loss.
Yeah.
So when I made that money
counted as
in the future, I didn't have to pay tax on it because.
Yeah.
So
it's a tricky thing, isn't it? I suppose the main thing is like just tell people to be careful and like research.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is what people say. All the YouTubers you watch say that sort of thing.
Yeah, and you can never be too safe. You could be doing it the safest way possible, and you could still get.
You just got to try and limit your chances of getting buggered.
Yes, yeah,
basically.
you do.
Do you do any like shares and stuff as well, or are you just crypto like?
Not shares. I do. Again, it's very difficult, and I wouldn't say I'm good at it, but I tinker with it where I can. Forex trading like pounds to the dollar and dollar to the the euro,
whatever.
Buying and selling that on the price action. That's difficult. That's harder than crypto because you've got to read the charts and learn that.
It's a different thing, isn't it? Again,
it is a completely different thing, but that's the only other thing sort of currency, money, crypto related.
But like investment sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like I always worry that I might get. I think the tendency at one point I remember I was checking my crypto, like my Coinbase thing, like all the time. Like at one point, like 2 years ago, I think it was. I was just like, oh yeah, where's my crypto now? It's changed by like 1%. It's like, why am I checking that?
Yeah.
There's no point. Like.
Yeah, I was in that habit. I think when I had a Mac at my mum's, I used to have it on basically 24/7 whenever I was there with
the stock prices,
with all the prices on, just because I liked seeing it, I liked seeing the movements, but I was just sort of like, why?
It's like
really get it.
It's funny, isn't it? It's like a habit, I suppose. But I think you realise eventually that it's you don't need to be doing that really.
Yeah, I check it every now. I mean, I'd still check it every day, but I don't get affected with if it's going up or down. It's just
interest more than anything. Like, what's happening today? Yeah. Just you might be missing out on something.
That's the thing. You don't want to miss if you're in certain coins. You don't want to miss when they do go up, because within a week it could go up loads and come back down, and you've missed the chance to make a little bit of money.
You tend to trade in like the smaller coins that are newer then, or do you tend to?
Yes.
You do a bit of both.
I do a bit of both. I've got loads that I'm holding. I don't care what happens in a year. I'm just holding it. for a while. But then there's other ones that I like to, buy and sell, where I think, it's a bit high at the moment, sell that and buy it down here. There's a few coins I do that for, which does mean you need to check it every day.
More of a job.
Yeah, every 6-7 hours, just every now and then.
Yeah. And you find that kind of like, I suppose you've got it to a place now where you're happy and like you don't try and take on too many, you just choose the ones you're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's time is, if you're too busy to check your phone every couple of hours a day and make decisions off it, one thing's checking it, but another thing's actually, hang on, I need to buy, going on the app, buying, it's a lot of work to do while you're already busy.
And you got to know why you're buying it, haven't you?
Yeah.
What your reasons are, I suppose. And I like to do a little bit of it, but I wouldn't want to go mad. It fucking scares me a little bit.
Yeah, it is. One of the things is learning the. I guess it is a skill of reading the charts and understanding the points, and if you can learn that, it applies to a lot of different type of cryptos and everything like that.
Yeah.
So if you can do that, then you can apply it to
You're away, aren't you?
any of that. You can not bother with crypto for a year. When you got a free week, you can sort of look into it and
if you treat it right. I think a lot of people sort of get on the bandwagon, but you need to take it easy, don't you?
Yeah, it's a very risky place.
The
whole crypto world.
Anything else you want to talk about, Jim?
Um,
Anything you want to say to like your YouTube channel or anything like that? It's alright if you don't.
do something.
Add it on at the end if you want. There's like a message. I'll say it on another clip or something.
What could I say? There must be something.
It's alright.
We're not covered.
I don't know really. I've gone through all the questions.
Covered quite a bit, to be fair.
Yeah. It's interesting doing this with you, to be fair. Like exactly what I said at the start before I started recording it.
Yeah.
I said like doing it with an older person who's like 60 odd.
Yeah.
It's so fucking easy because that's the first time I've gone through all the questions.
How is it?
Yeah. Whereas with my dad and Ray, I was like, right. So I said to my dad like, what's it like growing up on a farm? And he was like, oh well, yeah. And sit back and just start chatting shit. And I'd just be like, this is so easy, like. And I knew that because like I said, I'd be the same as you, like, because someone who's younger, like, I suppose you're not as confident in, and you've not got as many stories.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah.
Yeah. So I suppose it's like, but yeah.
I've only got so many stories, and we've been over most of them.
Yeah.
Most of the interesting points that were worth talking about. So.
Yeah. No, thanks for doing that. It's really cool. And we'll do another one sometime. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It'd be cool. I'd like to get some more people.
Yeah.